the All-Star Game starters, they're officially locked in. We're going to have Christopher Sanchez for the National League facing off against Dylan Cease and desist for the American League. Very excited to have the Home Run Derby tonight on this beautiful Monday. And of course, the Midsummer Classic tomorrow night on Tuesday. We're going to take an in-depth look at the seasons that the two starters have had so far. But first, of course, we have some news. But before you leave the clubhouse today, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're a part of any type of Dynasty League, you're definitely going to want to subscribe. We do discuss any type of league, of course, whether it's a Dynasty League, redraft, categories, roto, whichever. Let us know down in the comments below, especially if you have any questions on any upcoming summer drafts you might have. The trade deadline is kind of sneaking up on us a little bit now. Whether you're buying or selling at the moment, let us know and we'll definitely get into it. We specialize in deeper Dynasty points leagues, but we do like to have something for everybody. We focus on everything, and sometimes it doesn't matter what league it is. A good player is a good player, and if you got to make a trade for somebody, sometimes it helps to talk about it. So, share this channel with anybody you think is not just interested in the MLB, but of course, any type of fantasy baseball. You'll definitely want to subscribe if you do any type of that. We're working hard day and night for you, and we try to have something for everybody to give you a leg up in your league. Absolutely. We want you winning your fantasy matchups by 100 points. Trust me, it can be done, and there's no better feeling. We always appreciate hearing from you guys, the home crowd. Let's get into it right now with the Diamondbacks accomplishing something huge, earning their first road sweep of the Dodgers since 2017. They really took it to them, as a matter of fact, outscoring them 23-8. We don't see the Dodgers on that side of things often, but everybody's human. Keep it positive, keep it professional. I do believe holding the Dodgers to 3 runs or less in each game of that series did the D-backs. Arizona scored 9 runs in each of the first 2 games of that series, so they were definitely ready to make a statement in the National League West. Dodgers would jump out to a 3-0 lead quick, thanks in part to a first-inning home run by Shohei Ohtani. He had, I believe, his 22nd home run of the year. 22 home runs for a pitcher. Not bad at all, Of course, Diamondbacks jumped in front in the 6th inning, and that would pretty much be it. Thanks to RBI from Edelmaro Vargas, an RBI double from Nolan Arenado, and of course, Ryan Walshmith. Tim Tower would also bring in a run as well for the D-backs. No hits in the game for Walshmith, but he did finish with an RBI, a walk, and a stolen base. So very good fantasy day. Arizona's bullpen was excellent. After the 3rd inning, I think 6 different relievers combined for 0 hits allowed after their starter came out. Paul Sewald earned his 22nd save of the year to finish off a sweep of the Dodgers. Their first sweep in LA, get this, since 2017. We did see recently that the Twins swept the Yankees and the Bronx for the first time since, I think, 2015. So, we're going to be calling this a sweeps week officially. Even more of that happening this week than last week. I think we had at least 4 teams getting swept out in this wild pre-All-Star weekend as we get ready for the Midsummer Classic. It was a lot of sweeps going on, so let's get next to one of our next Midsummer Night sweeps. The Texas Rangers beat the Houston Astros yesterday to take the Lone Star Series win. Always like to keep an eye on that. Missed this guy, huh? Brandon Nimmo called game with a walk-off single. Really missing that guy. He also had a triple on the day, part of a 3-hit day for Brandon Nimmo as the Rangers take the Lone Star Series over the Astros. Paul Skeens won his 2nd straight start for the Pirates. He's really getting back to form. They finished off a sweep of the Brewers this weekend. Another one. Skeens went 5 1/3, allowing just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and striking out 7. So really good to see that again from Paul the Wall Skeens. Ryan O'Hearn also for the Pirates continues what I think might be one of the more underrated seasons fantasy or regular or otherwise in recent memory. Just missed out on him in a non-keeper draft in the offseason. But man, if you have your hands on Ryan O'Hearn, hats off to you. He's to say he's crushing it, that's an understatement. He's really showing off a lot of power this year also. I think it's great, and he's a lot of contact, not striking out a lot. What else could you want if you're in a points leagues? I'm telling you, the guy can just about do it all at the dish. Ryan O'Hearn with 2 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs as a matter of fact, and a walk. Nick Gonzalez and Jake Magnum, good games for the Pirates as well, including Henry Davis and Marcell Ozuna, both hitting their 8th home runs of the year for the Pirates in the 14-5 victory, earning them the sweep over the Brewers. We're going to be spending a little more time in the broom closet today. As a matter of fact, Baltimore Orioles coming out on top 8-2 yesterday. Bit of an interesting situation there as the Orioles took down the Kansas City Royals in a game of 2 teams whose names almost rhyme with each other. 8-2 Orioles yesterday over the Royals. Bit of an interesting situation. Can't forget about this. Yesterday in the 7th inning, Lucas Erceg against Alexander for the Orioles at the plate, hitting him on the hand with a pitch. That happens. Not going to say it was definitely on purpose, but when you get to exactly when it happened, it does get a bit interesting. Let us know what you think about that situation in the comments. Of course, we'd love to hear about it. It was 8-2 Baltimore in that game. Lucas Erceg hitting Blaze Alexander, I believe, on the left hand. However, both benches would end up clearing. That did come immediately after Samuel Basallo absolutely crushed a home run to make it 8-2 in that game. So, I don't like to speculate. Say what you want. Let us know what you think went down there, or if it could have been a total accident for all we know. These are human beings at the end of the day, but we are susceptible to emotions at times. With that home run, Samuel Basallo now has 2 home runs and 4 RBIs in the last 3 games. That's certified dog territory, so careful in that yard. Including, there was also a home run to dead center for Leody Taveras in that game. There were 3 hits and an RBI from Gunnar Henderson, from Gunny. 2 hits and a walk from Blaze Alexander. Pete Alonso and Jeremiah Jackson also drove in a run in the convincing victory. With that home run, Basallo does have 2 home runs and 4 RBIs in those last 3 games. He had a fun weekend. I believe Basallo is now up to a sweet 16 home runs on the season as we head into the All-Star break. He's been doing a really good job spreading the ball all around the field as well. That really speaks to his patience, timing, and contact. A massive improvement in his on-base percentage from last year, although he was just a raw, rough and uncut rookie, rough rider at that time. He is now at least, get this, in the 84th percentile or more in baseball in barrel rate, average ex-velo, and expected slugging, which is a really good sign. If he keeps that up after the break, we're going to see his slugging percentage start to get over 500, really exploding onto the scene after being one of the top catching prospects, and very, very rightfully so for Samuel Basallo. The future is getting brighter and brighter for him. The left-handed hitting, 6'4", 23-year-old. Man, we'll see what they do with those 2 very nice catchers they have in Baltimore. That brings us to yet another sweep during the weekend as we hit our Mets moment. However, it was the Boston Red Sox who are getting red hot like Red Fox. Swept the weekend series from the Mets in Queens. As a matter of fact, if your team is on a little winning streak right now and you're heading in to play the Mets, guess what? More often than not, that winning streak's going to continue. It's the perfect opportunity to get that streak going, and that's exactly what the Boston Red Sox, the Bo Sox, did in the rematch of the 1986 World Series. They have now won 9 straight games and find themselves in 3rd place in the American League East. I believe they were just 2 weeks ago or less. They were almost exactly in last place. We will have a standings board update for you here on TikTok and YouTube coming up, so stay tuned for that. It was the Red Sox over the Mets in Citi Field after 10 innings. Good game at the plate for Francisco Lindor with the glove. Not so much. He did have an RBI double and hit his 5th home run of the year. That's after missing a lot of time, of course. But, Lindor giveth and Lindor taketh away, as he fumbled a potential game-ending double play ball that would turn out to cost the Mets the game, actually, as they finished with 2 errors on the day, as though the errors really continue to pile up for them. For the Red Sox, Andrew Montecchio walked with the bases loaded to bring in a run in the 9th, followed by an RBI single from Jarren Duran and a sac fly from Anthony Siegler. In the 10th inning would prove to be the winning run. Aroldis Chapman earned the win. I do want to highlight, and feel like I need to highlight, a very good pitching performance by 24-year-old Mets starter lefty Zach Thornton. Just his 3rd appearance in the big leagues this year for the rookie. He just allowed 2 hits in 7 shutout innings. The Mets really need that. He walked 2 and he struck out 5, so an excellent start for just his 3rd major league appearance. The Mets are really going to need him big time next year to help adding some youth and consistency to that rotation. Don't look now, but Zach Thornton's last 2 starts for the Mets, 13 innings, 7 hits allowed, and only 1 earned run to go with an even dozen strikeouts. The kid looks mighty good. I'm very intrigued to see Zach Thornton's next outing. The Red Sox would just have 4 hits on the day, but still, that's all they need. They find a way to beat the Mets 3-2 and finish off the sweep, as they now have won, get this, 9 games in a row. Wow. Keep those brooms out, by the way, as we get to the other New York team here. The Yankees pulling out all the stops and finding a lot of late game magic, like they sometimes are known to do, to sweep the weekend series over the Nationals in our nation's capital. Uncle Ben at it again. Ben Rice hit a 2-run triple. Oh, baby, a triple. Oh, yeah, in the 8th inning. And Jose Caballero brought in Cody Bellinger with a sac fly in the 9th to give the Yankees a 5-3 victory on Sunday. Amazingly, the Yankees were trailing after 7 innings in each game of that 3-game series and still found a way to pull off the sweep. So I'm pretty blown away, very impressed by what the Yankees are doing. You don't see that every day. And the Nationals, they're known to score some runs, so you got to outpace them sometime. But when you can get good starting pitcher performances against them and the bullpen can pitch well, then they can definitely be gotten to. You don't see that every day. Some really good clutch hitting, excellent coaching, and I feel like clubhouse camaraderie for the Yankees right now. And without Aaron Judge, that's very impressive. As Ben Rice carries that power with that triple into the home run derby tonight. Very excited. And a big congratulations to Abimelec Ortiz of the Nationals as he collected his first major league hit in that game with the double. Love to see that. Abimelec Ortiz of the Nationals' first major league hit is a double yesterday. Let's go. In that game, Curtis Mead hit his 17th home run of the year. Wow, didn't have that on my bingo card for the Nationals, and one of the future faces of this league, one of my favorite players, James Wood, crushed his 28th home run of the year. He's doing pretty good. We did a video highlighting him a little while back. Check that out, about James Wood. Knock on wood. I know a lot of fantasy managers were actually a bit iffy on National starter Cade Cavalli. He did earn his 3rd quality start in his last 4 outings. I feel like that's absolutely huge So it was good to see a pretty good thing from Cade Cavalli. I feel like he did take the loss, but not a terrible start. I feel like that's worth noting. I feel like a lot of fantasy managers were definitely very I think that's better. Like very iffy on Cade Cavalli. I feel like he's definitely earned to keep getting chances for fantasy lineups. That is, the Nationals, of course, are going to take him out there because he's like pretty much one of the better guys they have. But I think you're ready to trust him in most matchups in fantasy now. I would anyway. Speaking for myself, but I also I would recommend it, as Cade Cavalli is looking to find some consistency again. But Yankees do sweep the Nationals in DC as we continue sweep. So many sweeps, man, unbelievable. This is nuts, man. Wild weekend, another one of these. You can't make this up. The Cleveland Guardians, guess what? They finished off a sweep of the Miami Marlins. Man, Joey Cantillo is really hitting his stride. He was mowing him down like crazy. He was whipping the cracks off of him, having himself a Sunday fish fry down in Miami. We had him on our Buzzkill segment a few weeks back, as a matter of fact, hoping he would turn things around, and that's actually been an understatement. He has been excellent. Only 5 innings of work for the Hawaiian hurler, but he did manage to scatter 6 hits, only allowing 1 earned run with a whopping 9 strikeouts. You got that right. Joey Cantillo, 9 strikeouts and 5 innings of work. Very nice. He was mowing them down. I really like what I'm seeing. He had his stuff working and dancing, let me tell you. Hasn't been getting too much past the 5th inning in starts recently, but the quality has definitely been there, and the results are coming through also. His last 5 starts, only 5 earned runs allowed. What else do you want as far as fantasy matchups? He's only given up one home run, so we've seen the walks and the hits kind of pile up sometimes and be a problem for him. But if he's only going to allow 1 earned run in 5 or 6 starts, that's really not going to come back to bite you too many times. He's really taken stride with his control. Now, he did walk 5 batters in 5 innings back on the 1st. But if he can make that, as I said, a little more few and far between, I think he's going to be golden, as he's gotten his ERA back down to a much better 3.56, and he improved to 8-4 on the season thus far, getting the win on Sunday. Cantillo, he did throw 57 of his only 85 pitches for strikes, but he produced, get this, a whopping 20 whiffs. 20 whiffs in any start is very impressive. To do that in 85 pitches, he had that ball dancing everywhere, and he really had them going out of the strike zone chasing that all day long. 20 whiffs is an elite amount for that amount of pitches thrown, definitely. Cleveland also had the youngin showing off some power at the plate. Brian Rocchio hit his 8th homer of the year, and Chase DeLauder has hit his 11th tater. Guardians finish off the sweep of the Marlins, winning 5-2 yesterday. Wow. That's talk about sweep. Wow. Jake McCarthy, moving on, hit his 2nd first inning inside the park home run for Colorado. However, it wasn't enough, as the Giants came out on top 3-1 over the Rockies. 3 hits and an RBI in that game for Willy Adames. He drove in a run in the 9th. Giants starter Trevor McDonald, I don't think he has a farm, but he would not be fazed by that inside the park home run on that farm, as he went 7 stellar innings, allowing just that 1 run and only 3 hits and a walk, and striking out 4 in 7 innings as the Giants take the win over the Rockies. Also, a real quick note that after beating the Angels, not sure if there's time to get too in-depth into every series for Sweeps Week, but I feel like there's no better title for it. We just did like 4 or 5 series sweeps in a row. The Angels, and after beating the Angels yesterday, the Twins have officially won 8 of their last 9 starts on the season going into the All-Star break. They're firing on all cylinders. I feel like that's very interesting, and it's really going to matter for the AL Central. And it's just in time for them getting Ryan Jeffers back, who I feel like, and not just because I have a share of him, of course, and I don't like to spend too much time talking about my teams or myself, because it's about the game and it's about what you guys want. Ryan Jeffers, a criminally underrated as far as fantasy catchers go. He is in my top 8 fantasy catchers right now at this very moment. Just 2 games back from a pretty long stint on the IL, and he's already got 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. If you're in a league where Jeffers is in rosters, I would pick him up like yesterday. And if you're looking to make a run in the playoffs right now, he might be one of the more affordable, really helpful options to look at. So, possibly an inexpensive trade candidate if whoever has him in your league doesn't appreciate him fully. And let's face it, not an attractive name, but sometimes it's not always about the person's name. It's the results. And it's what they can do for your team right now and in the near future for most of us. Or hey, if you have him, if you want to sell high on him, and some people recognize his value, like I feel like a lot more people should, then hey, get a nice haul for him if you're trying to rebuild possibly. But I think if he's not spending any time on the IL, he is definitely on this American League All-Star team. I stand by that for Ryan Jeffers. So a good return from the IL for him. Somebody to possibly go out and get. Also, he has a 404. Don't take my word for it. He has a 404 on base percentage with 7 home runs in 39 games this year. What else we want from the guy? With as many walks as strikeouts in a points league, that's huge. I think he's only 27 years old, I believe. He's 28 at the most. Something good to notice if you're in a keeper league also. As many walks as strikeouts. I'm not sure what everybody else is missing, but they got to pay attention to this guy. I'm sorry for Ryan Jeffers. That wraps up what I'm going to call sweeps week, since we had at least, it looked like 4 to 5 teams getting swept. We're going to check out how good our All-Star Game starters have been doing this year and take a deep dive into them before we get out of here in a second. We're going to hang out a little while. Stay tuned later today, as we're going to have a dedicated video or short on here and on TikTok to find out our heat check, who is our next buzzkill, and who is everybody's favorite, who is the next certified dog. Let's go. We're going to talk about who's not, who's hot, who's popped, who's flopped, and it's going to be it's been pretty decisive with Junior Caminero recently. He just had 11 home runs in 11 games. Man, how often do you see that? So we're going to start to work towards the last licks for you now today on this gorgeous home run derby Monday afternoon. I can't believe I'm saying that already. We're going to get into the all-star starting pitchers now, starting off with, of course, Phillies ace, Christopher Sanchez. He's been absolutely dirty. He's 11-4 on the year with an ERA at 2.62. His whip at a very nice 1.19. I also want to say I think there's a very good chance he's going to be the first pitcher to win 20 games in a season since Spencer Strider did it back in 2023 when he went 20-5. And he also at that time led the MLB in strikeouts. But back to Christopher Sanchez and his 11 wins. He's compiled 144 strikeouts in about 127 innings. Compare that to, get this, only 25 walks. Man, the ratio really doesn't get any better than that. He is giving hitters absolutely no quarter right now. To say you have to earn getting on base against him is an understatement of the century. Good luck against this guy, let me tell you. To show you just how much more he's got the strikeouts working right now, in 2024, he had 153 strikeouts in just under 182 innings. Excellent. This year, he has He has almost about that much at 144 in over 50 less innings. So he's just getting better and better. The strikeout rate is increasing, and that's with his fastball averaging about 94, 95 miles per hour. He's not out there throwing 99, 100 all the time. Although when he gets amped up, we see it go to 97, 98 once in a while, and he can get himself amped up. Trust me. He's throwing 68% of his pitches for strikes. League average is about 63 or 64%, I believe. One tiny little thing I found interesting, but not concerned with at all, to keep an eye on, but I don't think this is going to have any long-term ramifications fantasy-wise on him whatsoever. He does have an ERA above 5 over his last 7 starts, but he's keeping the ball in the yard and increasing his strikeout rate as the season and his career goes on. So I feel like that's something that won't affect him too much in the negative. Most of that ERA inflation in that span is that one really bad start he had in Kansas City on the 6th. It was like 7 or 9 earned runs allowed. So I'm just going to call that an aberration, I guess you could call it. He's only allowed 8 walks in those last 7 games and has 41 strikeouts. So in the last 41 innings of work. So still one of the best in the world, Christopher Sanchez. And so he will be on the hill starting for the National League All-Star team in front of his home crowd in Philadelphia. I must say, much deserved for Christopher Sanchez. Our last bit of business today, finishing off our last licks here before we cease and desist on this episode. Dylan Cease of the Toronto Blue Jays on the mound for the American League All-Star team. Wow, we're here already. Surprisingly, this is his first All-Star game appearance. I would have guessed this was definitely his second. So he finally gets that accolade added to his ledger, to his resume, which is very surprising. Remember, he finished top 5 in Cy Young voting twice since 2022, and in 2022 he was finished second. He was Cy Young Award runner-up, and I believe he was AL leader in strikeouts that season. So he not just gets the nod, he starts the game for the American League to start the Midsummer Classic, the first Blue Jays pitcher to start Midsummer Classic since the great late Roy Halladay in 2009. It was going to be Cam Schlittler on the mound, possibly. He elected not to pitch in the game. So it's, it was a pretty easy decision for the American League as Cam Schlittler elected to not pitch. He gets granted that grace. Good on him if he wants to keep himself healthy. And I'm sure the Yankees don't hate that decision as well. So he's actually going to Dylan Cease, his first All-Star appearance, first Blue Jays player to start since Roy Halladay in 2009. And get this, he's going to have his Blue Jays manager, John Schneider, in the dugout. A 2.56 ERA and almost 99 innings pitched on the season so far. He's actually the current American League leader in strikeouts with, get this, 148. And that's in just under 100 innings pitched. That's unbelievable. So just like Christopher Sanchez, a much-deserved start for Dylan Cease. His batting average against currently only at 190, his lowest for a season since 2022 when he was second in Cy Young voting with the White Sox. He's consistently at the top or at the very top of the league in strikeouts, just like this year again. He's best in the world. He's following that up with 62% of his pitches for strikes. And if the season were to end right now, he would now have a career low in slugging percentage against at only 261. Man, that is microscopic. What else you want from the guy? So that is excellent. He's doing an elite job of limiting hard contact this year, and not just heavy strikeouts, but he's also been inducing a good amount of double plays also. Dylan Cease's his last 7 starts, a 1.98 ERA with 64 strikeouts in the last 41 innings pitched. That really shows you he's cracking that whip. His whip, as a matter of fact, at an even 1.00 on the nose. Hard to find a pitcher that deserves it more than these guys. There you have it, an in-depth look at our 2 All-Star Game starting pitchers for tomorrow night. We have the Home Run Derby tonight. Don't forget to hang out with us a little bit. We are officially going live for part of the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game here on YouTube. The first ever live stream for Buzz in the Box as we continue to get dug into our new foxhole right here. Everything's going excellent as we continue to learn and grow with you guys, the home crowd. We really appreciate all the love and support. It means more than you know. So come check us out tonight. We're going to hang out for the Home Run Derby. We're very excited about that. That's another understatement. We have a video coming out later today. Also, our heat check, who's the buzzkill and everybody's favorite, who's the certified dog, a player that's unleashed and who's tearing it up right now. So thank you so much for being with us today. If you made it this far on your way back to the clubhouse, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this with anybody you think you would be interested in fantasy baseball or anything MLB. We try to talk about all different players and teams here. It's not just about one. Any player or team, as always, we didn't talk about enough that you're interested in hearing more about, let us know in the comments down below. As always, we love hearing from you guys, the home crowd. We try to have something for everybody. We do focus a lot on dynasty leagues, especially deep points leagues. So you definitely need to subscribe if you're in one of those. But no matter what type of league you're in, whether it's redraft, roto, categories, whichever, let us know and what your plans are for your team this year. And we'll definitely try to give you a little bit of advice, and we'll definitely talk about it. People are deciding whether to be buying or selling at the trade deadline for their leagues right now, maybe trying to get some draft picks if you have your summer draft coming up. We know Rock Chalosky went first overall to the White Sox, so congrats to him. He's probably going to be one of the top picks in the summer draft, of course. But, you know, if you do a summer draft, let us know in the comments and what draft position you have. I'm currently in a dynasty league on Fantrax, and we have our draft coming up. Anyone else in a similar situation, let us know, and we'd love to talk about. But, of course, any type of fantasy league you're in, anything you want to know, we'd love to have a chat. You definitely want to subscribe if you're in any type of fantasy league. We really appreciate all the love and support. It means more than you know. We are working hard day and night just for you. We have nothing to hide and everything to gain with you on our side. That's going to wrap it up for this Home Run Derby Monday. Can't wait for it. Let us know who you think the finalists are, who your favorite player in the Derby is, and who's going to take home the trophy tonight in Philadelphia. For Buzz in the Box, I'm Mauro Bizzario. We'll catch you next time.